Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to continue with the NECO Computer Studies Practical for 2023. We have already done question number 1, so we're going to do question number 2 today. Okay, this question is about Microsoft Excel. Okay, it says use Microsoft Excel to perform the tasks below. So we're expected to insert all of this data in a worksheet and format them as indicated here. All right, so they say application use Times New Roman font face to with font size 16 all through except stated otherwise. Okay, so what we're going to do is to make this a lot easier for us. I will just screenshot this, and then I am going to open my Excel. I am going to click on blank workbook. Then I maximize this. So here we have it. So I copied already, so I'm just going to paste this just to help me see it clearly. Okay. So we're supposed to enter this from here. So if you notice, this is the A column A, column B. Okay, so and then this is 1 and 2, the rows. So we need to start entering them. You say payroll. Okay, so to save us time, I think I'm going to enter all of this and then I'll come back to the video. Okay,
a few moments later.
Okay, I've entered all the data. As you're seeing here, I decided to leave these ones to overlap each other because I want us to see them the way they are when you're entering them. So we will do the formatting together. Okay, so our plan is to make this to look like this. Yeah, all right, but before we do that, let me quickly explain. The reason this is overlapping is because the text is too short for the field length here. Okay, so we will fix all of that, and then this is considered a number, whereas this is a text. So all numbers by default are shifted to the right hand side. That is the right, they are right aligned. All texts by default are left aligned. Okay, just to mention that. So let's look at the question. So it says use Times New Roman font face with font 16 all through except stated otherwise. So let's quickly do that. So I'm just going to select all of this, and then I'll come here, go to Times New Roman, press enter, and then font 16. Then I press enter. So this is what we have. So now we can comfortably begin to arrange this. Yeah. The next question says that reproduce the table above. Okay, so let's quickly do that. Now, looking at here, it is clear to us that we need to adjust this a bit. So I'm just going to do some adjustments here. Okay, so please let's do it together. As per these ones, we need to wrap the text. Okay, so this is text wrap or word wrap, where you have some words coming down below. Okay, wrapped down there. So let's quickly do that. How do we do that? You select the cell or the range you want to wrap, and then you go here. This place is wrap text. Okay, so when you click on it, that's what you have. Now we need to do a lot more than that, because if you watch, this one is not properly wrapped because this word is, the letter Y is down there. So we need to come here to the column line and adjust it a little bit. Okay, okay, I added a full stop there, so let me take that out. Okay, so we do the same thing here. Okay, so this one is not wrapped, so we need to take it up like this. And then if you notice, it is actually up there. Okay, not down here, up there. This one will make it to be at the middle. This will make it to be at the top. So we just click there and then it is already up. Okay, this one also the same thing. I think this two needs to go up. as well. If you check, you would see that. Okay, so this two also needs to go up, but this cannot work because we need to remove the wrapping. Okay, so this looks good. However, this one is center aligned. The tags, take note of that. Okay, what else do we need to? Oh, there is a full stop there. Yeah, but I don't think that is necessary. Okay, what else do we need to do? Please, let's double check. Okay, so we need some space here. Not too much space. Okay, need some space there, and this one, they're equally center aligned, everything here, right? So we need to select the data, and then we'll center align them. We'll centralize them. So that's good. Any other thing we need to do here? I think this looks good. Okay, let's add the border lines to them. Select that, and then you go to this border here, click on that tiny arrow, and then you see all borders. Yeah, click on all borders. Good. Now if you watch, this one is this very range here is merged, like the cells are merged, the cells have become one. So you select the range, and then you go to merge. Now this is not centralized, okay, so it's more like it is right left aligned. So we'll just go to, instead of click here is merge and center, so you don't choose that option, you click on the tiny arrow there, and then you see merge cells. Okay, and then you're good. But this one moved to the right, so we need to send it to the left. Okay, I don't think it matters leaving this space there. It doesn't, it's not an issue, but if you think it's a problem, you just do some space, but I don't think it's an issue at all. Okay, what do we do next? Is there anything that we're missing out? Please double check. I seem not to see anything else, so let's move on. Maybe if there's an issue, we'll fix it as we go. Okay, well, the question here says merge and center the content in row 1. So let's go to row 1. Row 1 is this very one, so we merge and we center the content in row 1. So all of that we merge and center. So you can click on this now, okay, for merge and center. Good. Let me just begin to mark out this so that I don't mix up any. Okay, so here says change this very data to long date format and center align it. So they'll be talking about this one, but I think they made a mistake in the question. Here it showed 2023, and then there it showed 2021. So I think they're referring to this one here. So they said we should change the date to long date format. Okay, so we come here, use long date. It's not changing to long date. It's because of the space I added here. So I'm going to take out that space. Okay, so once I took out that space, you see it's changed to long date format. Okay, so that still shows you that space is not necessary. Okay, what else do we do? Okay, they say we should center align it, right? Center align it. Okay, so you just click here for centralizing. Number 5 says using Tahoma font face with font size 16, type all the content in row 3. Row 3, where are you? Here you are. Select everything. Or it is already font 16, so we just need to change it to Tahoma. Here it says wrap text all contents in row 3 to make it visible in row 3. All the content, wrap them to make it visible. So I think we've done that already in row 3. Yes, we did that already. So now the next one says apply thick box border to row 1. So we go back to row 1. So you select the cell, and then you click on this tiny arrow here at the border, thick border. So you click on that. Okay, I have not saved this work. Please remember to always save your work intermittently. Okay, please. By now you would have created a folder where you're going to save your work. So So I'm just going to save my work in this folder here where I keep my stuff. Okay, and I'm going to change this to question 2. Question 2. Let me say 2023 NECO. Okay, so you choose your file name because I don't think they specified. It's question 2A. Okay, so please remember to always save your work intermittently. Very, very important. Always hit your Ctrl S. Where are we now? Okay. So we need to make bold and make italics the content of row 3. Okay, so select that. Go to row 3. Select everything there. Then you click on bold and then you click on italics. Okay, now if you watch, by doing this we have altered the previous arrangement here, so we just need to adjust it a bit again. Okay, and then okay, so I think everything is okay here. The next one says replace content of C5 with the first digit and content of D6 with the last 2 digits of your registration number. So where is C5? C5 is here, first digit. So please remember you must put your first digit, it's very important, and then here your last 2 digits. Okay, very important, very important. Now to number 10, calculate the gross pay. So we're doing gross pay for each staff using the formula. So this is the formula, okay, for the gross pay. Okay, let's do that. So you're here, gross pay is equal to hourly rate times the hours worked, right? Yeah, hourly rate, then you do your asterisk for multiplication, hours worked, and that is the formula. And when you press enter, that's what you have. The answer is there already. So to have this in all of them, you replicate. So you click on that tiny box there, you wait for it to turn to this block arrow, the block cross, sorry, then you click, you watch there, it says drag. If you watch there, it says drag outside selection to extend series or field, or drag inside to clear. Okay, so we drag like that, you know, and then leave it and we're good. So if you watch, the formula kept changing, okay, the cell addresses kept changing. So this part says state the cell references used. So possibly we can do it somewhere here or somewhere there, okay, but it's better off this way. So we can say cell reference for gross pay. So just to make this better, we can wrap the text again, just to make it look better for readability sake. Okay, so here is where we'll have the cell references. So to achieve that, we need to come here and press equals and use a function called formula text. Once you double click on it, you need to reference the cell you want to return the formula of. So when you click on the cell, you close your bracket. This function is going to return the formula used in that very cell. So you press your enter. So once you do that, you have it there. So remember, if you click on the cell, you will see the formula here appearing in the formula bar. So that's what you have, and that's the same thing. Yeah, okay. So the next thing you need to do, of course, is to click on that little icon there, that little button there, then you click, hold and drag, okay, in order to replicate the formula. All right, so the next thing you need to do is say use 10% of gross pay as the value of tags for each row. So let's mark this one out. That's here. So you need to calculate the tax. The tax is 10% of this, 10% of that. Okay. So to do that, you can choose to use equals 10% directly. Okay, because when you do that, 10% is going to return 0.1. Yeah. So you can now do multiply by what? By the gross pay. You press your enter, so that will give you 24.4 to 24.5. So you replicate again. Okay. So we've done that very part. So calculate their net pay using the formula this, that, and state the cell reference. Okay. So so for the gross, for the tax, we're not stating the cell reference. Yeah. But here we're stating the cell reference. So we need to do gross pay. Okay. So net pay equals gross pay minus tax, and then we'll state the reference. So that's here. Net pay will be equal to gross pay minus tax. Okay. Then we'll press enter. So once you do that, you can replicate. Okay, so that's the formula you have there. Now, so we need to return the reference. Okay, the cell reference. If you're watching till now, that means you're enjoying this video. But sadly, on YouTube, only 8.5% of you have subscribed, and a whooping 91.5% of you have not. And then on Facebook, 95% of you have not subscribed. Only 5% of you. This is sad. This is really not encouraging. Now, if you know you find this video helpful, the least you can do is to like, is to subscribe or follow, and share as much as you can. Okay? Remember, that is the only way you pay us. Have you done that? Thank you. So we can just come here and replicate this, then change it to cell references for net pay. Yeah, net pay, and that will do the job. We equally need to do the same thing. We just say equals formula text. You click, double click on it, select the cell, close the bracket, and press enter. So that's what you have. Now you check. You see, E4 minus F4, E4 minus F4. So you replicate down, and you're good to go. Okay, we can choose to arrange this a bit. Okay, this is fine. So we're done with this part. Let's move on. So this part says insert a new row. Well, let me take this one out. Insert a new row between 7 and 8, row 7 and 8. So you're going to come, this is row 7, this is row 8. So you can go to row 8. On top of row 8, right click, and you will say insert. Click on that, and then a row will be inserted. So key in your registration number and full name in cells A8 and B8 respectively. So I'm just going to type in anything there, and then I move next, my full name. So this thing here has been so we need to wrap this text so that the text can show fully. Yeah, so I can just click on that cell right now and go to wrap text, and we're good to go. So I believe we did this correctly. Yes, we did. Nextly, insert a new column between column F and G and leave it blank. Let's go to F and G. So between these two guys. Okay, so I'll just go to G, right click on it and click on insert. Okay, and it's done, and we left it blank. So the next thing is for us to say save your work and print out the hard copy in landscape. Okay, so of course you should be doing your Ctrl S from time to time. So in order to print this in landscape, you can just come to page layout and make sure that it is in landscape orientation. Okay, so if it was in portrait, of course you need to change it to landscape. Okay, so you hit your Ctrl P to print, and then when you come here, you would see that this is in 2 pages, right? Now we don't want to print this in 2 pages. It is not the best idea. So I would come to no scaling here, click, and then go to fit all columns on 1 page. So when I do that, everything will be printed on 1 page. So that way we're good to go. Now I usually would like to put my name and my reg number at the header or the footer, but in this case I don't think there's need to do that because your reg number and your name, it's here already, so that should take care of that. Yeah, but it is not a big deal if you choose to just do that again. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll have to switch to the B part. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. The B part says take 2 precautions taken while performing this. So let me just quickly show us. I typed a few things down. So you need to open Microsoft Word to do that. Open Microsoft Word and type them, and then before you print, please include your name at the header somewhere or at the footer. Please, your name and your reg number. Very, very important. All right, so I think I should just do that. I don't remember the reg number I keep using, so random numbers, and then my name. So you do that to avoid problems, so that they know who owns what work. Okay, so for the precaution, I said that I entered the text or the data carefully. Of course, we did that carefully. I made sure to enter the formula accurately. Of course, if you fail to enter it accurately, you have the wrong result. I save the file regularly. Of course, you do a Ctrl+S, Ctrl+S, Ctrl+S. I made sure my computer is safely connected to power. I save the file in a folder for easy retrieval. So all of that can be your all of that and more can be your precautions, but they just want 2, so just give them 2. Yeah, and move on. Or you can do more if you want, but you're not going to get extra marks. That is if you have time, though. What are the actions of the following keyboard commands? Microsoft Excel, it says shift plus space bar. Okay, so I think we should try that out to see what it does. So I hold my shift down and then I do my space bar. So that means I selected the entire row. Okay, so that's why I said here selects the entire row. Ooh, spelling problem. The entire row. Okay, now the next one says control plus minus. So let's try that. Control minus opened the delete dialog box. Okay, so like minus, like you're minusing, you're deleting. Yeah, so it opened the, so I said opens the delete cell dialog box. So you choose whether you're deleting the entire cell, the cell, or the entire row or the entire column. Yeah. Okay. Next one says what is a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet, like I defined here, it's an application that is used to store data and manipulate them. Okay, that is to perform some calculations in them, but they have to be in rows and columns. Okay, examples, of course, I gave Excel, Lotus 1 2 3, Peachtree, SPSS. I hope that's the acronym they use. SPSS, Google Sheet, and a whole lot more. Okay, so but they wanted 4, so I think I gave up to 5. All right, that's that. So if you've done this successfully, you would have bagged all the marks by now. Okay, so we are going to continue with this next part, number 3, in the next video. Okay, thank you for taking our time to watch this video. Please, if you've not, please, you should like, you should share, you should subscribe or follow, depending on the platform that you're watching from, and also hit the notification button. Okay, please do that. Thank you. I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye.